Hi, I'm Chris with Harvest Moon Garden and Orchard, and we're here in our commercial kitchen facility on the farm, and today we're going to be doing a quick introduction to brewing kombucha. So it's really important when brewing kombucha, which is a fermented probiotic tea. The culture that ferments the probiotic tea is a living organism, and because it's a living organism, sanitation is of course very important. So we wear a hairnet and we always wash our hands very well, and then use white vinegar to clean our hands before we even touch the culture. The ingredients that we use to make the kombucha are all organic teas. We have green, white, and black. We found over time that a mixture of all of them lends itself to the best flavor for the kombucha, and then we also use organic sugar, which is what the culture is actually consuming. And if we step over here, we can see actually what the culture looks like. This is called a SCOBY. It's the symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. And this culture has been forming for several months here now. It's very healthy. And of course, we need to take it out of the kombucha because as we're brewing it, the tea is going to be very hot, and the hot temperatures will kill the culture. So it needs to be kept separate as we incorporate the hot tea into our brew. So I'll show you what's happening right here. We have a gallon of water that's boiling. And what I do, in order to not have to spend a lot of time cooling the kombucha down to room temperature in order to put the culture back in it, is we brew a concentrate of tea. So what we have here is a gallon of water, and it's at 200 degrees boiling right now. And we're going to take enough tea bags for 6 gallons, and we're going to dissolve those tea bags into this gallon of water. And as we do so, we're going to remove it from the heat and just kind of stir it in. And so again, this is enough tea bags for 6 gallons of kombucha, and yet we've done it in a gallon of water. So we're going to have a very concentrated tea here. And we're going to let that steep for about 10 minutes. And then as we'll move over here and see, this is tea that's already been steeping for several minutes. Once it steeps for 10 minutes, we go ahead and take the tea bags out, and then we incorporate six cups, or 1 cup per gallon of our organic sugar here. So it's already been stirred into this tea. And so this is our concentrate, and we're going to take this 1 gallon of concentrate and dilute it into 5 gallons of cold water. So all told together, we're going to have 6 gallons here, 5 gallons of cold water, plus a little bit of the starter tea from the last batch, and then we're going to have 1 gallon of very hot concentrated tea. And so we mix that in, and almost instantly, that will bring it down to room temperature. And if we just set our thermometer in there, reading is about 70 degrees, which is perfect, instantly cooled to room temperature. And so what we'll do now is go ahead and put our culture back on top of the tea. And we'll just let it kind of float on top. And if it sinks down in there, that's okay. It will kind of float back up. And then we're going to go ahead, and actually I'm just going to maneuver it a little bit here so that it's floating on top nice like that. And then we're going to go ahead and cover it up, and this will ferment for 10 days in here. And now depending on the flavor, you can let it ferment a little bit longer. If you prefer a little bit more tart and vinegary, you can go longer than 10 days. But that's really it. That's the gist of it. It needs to have a breathable fabric over the top so that it can get oxygen in. And you don't want to seal it off so that it can't breathe. And that's basically how we make our kombucha.